What's up, YouTube? The motor is coming along pretty well. I've got pretty much everything together on the engine, as you can see here. I'll go over that in just a little bit, but everything is pretty much there. All the accessories are on, except for the alternator and the power steering. So the alternator is a truck alternator that I've found some threads on LS1 Tech about, and some guys are saying to go with a specific alternator. It's supposed to fit these brackets and fit this car. We'll see how it fits with the Huron Speed Kit in the factory location. If it doesn't fit there, I'm going to relocate it up here on the passenger side cylinder head. I've got a bracket that'll allow me to move it up there if I need to. I was thinking about doing that anyway, just because the way the power steering works and where the hoses work and where they go, it may not fit too well. I do have some different power steering hoses I'll likely run just for better clearance. Obviously I've got a lot of heat wrap, things like that I can put on there. That's not a big concern. Really, it's just the overall case size versus the F-body alternator. It's a pretty good difference. This one is a 145 amp alternator. The factory F-body I think is like 75 or 90 or somewhere in that neighborhood. I think this will help me a lot as far as the fans I'm going to run. Derail, I don't remember the numbers. It's the one that a lot of guys run as pusher fans. I'm going to run it on top of the condenser, or both of them on top of the condenser. So those pull a lot of amps. That alternator will help with that. That's kind of the main reason for going with that alternator. I needed a new one anyway. The one I have is the factory one, and so that's got to get switched out. Just wanted to kind of give you guys just a kind of quick rundown on where I am with everything. I've done a lot as far as getting pieces ready for the build. Not necessarily working, but just getting stuff here. I've got the wheels redone. I've got the tires here. I've got the Turbo 400 relocation bracket. I'm going to run a long torque arm, Founder's torque arm with the bracket on a long arm. It's going to be a street driven car. I still want it to handle, as I've talked about before, so that'll allow me to do that. It's not going to be a short torque arm deal. I was able to get the wheels recoated. Basically I had them polished. It's the factory wheels. I had them polished out and then a clear powder coat applied. They are pretty dusty. The shop that did them told him to take his time. I wasn't in a hurry for him. He gave me a little bit better deal doing that. I told him I wasn't in a rush. He took about 3 weeks. Normally it would have been about a week. I told him it wasn't a big deal. The car's apart anyway, so might as well just take the time, save a few bucks. Cool with me. So they were sitting in the shop for a few days before I actually went up to get them. So they've got powder dust and stuff on them. I need to clean those up and I'll get some better video of that, but I am really happy with how they turned out. So the motor is pretty much done, like I said. I've got to hang power steering. When I get on the K, get it on the K member, it'll go here. Obviously, I've got to mount the alternator, which I'm going to work on shortly. And then here's that alternator. It was an Amazon jobber that I found. Got some pretty good reviews. It's basically just a reman unit. Didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money on something I didn't know was even going to fit right. It should. I'm going to find out shortly if it fits the bracket. And it fit. So here's the new truck alternator. Let's BS out of the way. Fits in there great. Clears that T-bolt without having to move it. Fits in the same F-body bracket. And everything looks like it's going to work well. Looks like I missed a bolt right in the middle there. I'll get that third bolt in there. Should be good to go. I didn't paint this bracket, painted everything else. Didn't paint the AC bracket because it's kind of covered in there, and the AC compressor it's not really seen. So I figured on this one, there's really no sense in painting it. I mean, I've got it ready to go. The power steering literally sits right on top of it, so you're not going to see the bracket anyway. So I'm just going to leave it. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. Everything else that you see on top is black, so I think looking down at the motor, you might see the front of the case a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I got the 8.8 back. I got it back a few weeks ago. Basically, I just got it back and stuck it under the car. It's not hooked up. It's not bolted in. It's down there on the ground. Had to send this axle back to Moser, which is kind of a pain in the butt. They resurfaced it. Put new studs in it, cleaned it all up. The rear itself, I'm going to go through and kind of spot paint a few areas where the POR actually got chipped off, which I was surprised that it did, but moved the thing around a lot, so that happened. Get over here and you can see this side of it, ARP studs on that side. Not sure what Mojo uses on the other. Hopefully they're the same. I haven't tried to thread any lugs on them, but should be good to go. But yeah, that's the 8/8 that's going in the car, 327 gear. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Moving along pretty good. Next video, you've seen a little bit about my daily driver that I was driving around before. That was a Cadillac CTS. I picked up a new daily. It's not LS powered, so it's kind of an oddball for me as far as something different for a daily. It's not even a GM product, it's a Ford product. So they'll haul the kids around, and so far I'm having a ball with it, and I will do a video on that coming up soon. I've got a few little things I want to take care of on it, and I will showcase it sooner than later. Let you guys check that out, but more on that later. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Take care. See ya.